Welcome to the Grow My Officiant Business Podcast. My name is Chad Muncy, and I'm delighted to have you on the show today. This is the podcast where wedding officiants, celebrants, and wedding business owners come to learn together and take their businesses to the next level. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Once again, my name is Chad Muncy, and I am your host. I'm honored that you would join me today. Today's an episode where you've just got me, but I'm going to teach you something that I consider to be one of the most valuable lessons that I've ever learned. So in my many years of performing, doing weddings, being in front of crowds, I've experienced all kinds of feelings. And I've been in competitions in front of thousands of people. I felt completely calm when I've been in front of thousands of people, and I've felt completely nervous and out of control, and like bugs were on my inside when I've been in front of 30 people. And most of you out there who are officiants or who get in front of people know exactly what I'm talking about. You don't feel like you have control sometimes of how you feel, and that's what this episode is all about. It's all about you conquering that once and for all with something that's proven, something that I've been taught by many coaches, something that has helped me, and I have developed this way of doing it, and it has killed it and conquered it for me and gotten rid of my nerves. So I've spent a lot of time working on ways to add to these techniques, and even presidential candidates and people who get in front of people and politicians have to have coaching on how to get rid of their nerves, how to calm down and look calm and collected like the experts that they are. So I was taught techniques because I was a singer. I had a vocal coach. I had a speech coach. And all of these things when I was in school, and I wanted to completely alleviate my nerves, so I added on to it and practiced, and that is the technique that I'm sharing today so that I can peacefully get in front of people and not have nerves, and so that you can peacefully get in front of people and not have those nerves. Now, when I do a ceremony or get in front of a large amount of people, I can ensure that I am calm if I do this technique. However, if I don't, or if I start getting nervous and I don't do this and think, I'll be okay, that's usually when I am not calm and collected and confident in what I'm going to deliver to the audience. And that is when things happen. That's when I mess up. So this technique that I'm getting ready to teach you is very important. Is something you won't hear anywhere else. You'll hear bits and pieces of it, but this is my own thing that has worked for me in doing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of performances and weddings and ceremonies. I can tell you it works. So I still do get nervous. I do get nervous like a normal person, but when I do this, I don't. I'm a professional, just like you're a professional, and you need to, first of all, see yourself as a professional. You are the expert officiant in your area. In whatever you specialize in, you're the expert. You're the person that they've hired to look to, and you need to be confident in the fact that you are the expert. So I'm going to glance over here at my computer screen. I went through my head before I did this podcast, and I outlined every single piece of this so that I can correctly explain it and convey it to you so that you can use this. It doesn't matter if you're an officiant, a celebrant, a singer, a performer, this will work. Just try it. So here is the breakdown. This is the why, the what, and the where. Why do you get nervous or uneasy? That's the why. What is what can you do about it? And where is where do you focus your energy before an event? So why do you get nervous or uneasy? There's several reasons here. There's actually only 4 reasons that I really can pinpoint that I would get nervous. Number 1 is you have a mental picture of failure. You're already picturing you messing up, slipping on a word, failing, forgetting something, and that's the reason a lot of people lose sleep or even daydream and get more anxious or more uneasy. Some of you out there may lose sleep before an event because you're afraid already. You have a mental picture of failure. Number two, maybe you're unprepared, and that doesn't mean you're lazy. It means that first of all, you could be lazy. That's one reason, but another reason would be there are unknowns about the event that you can't prepare for. And this is going to teach you how to prepare for that. The third one would be if you don't have all the information. You might be unprepared if you don't have all the information. For instance, throwing something or words in a ceremony because you forgot to ask the bride and groom a question, or you leave out some information, or it's because you don't have all the information. So that's unprepared. Number three, the reason why you get nervous or uneasy is you have to be somebody or look a certain way in front of people, and that's scary. That can be scary to you. And number four is just plain and simple, you have a fear of being in front of people. Okay, so I've given you all the reasons why, and this is very important to know the reasons. The reason why. So you need to think about that and think about why you are nervous first of all. Now to the what. What can you do about it? So pinpoint and write down one of the reasons that I just said. Why are you easy or unnervous? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Write it down, whatever the reason is that you just heard me say. You don't have to do this every time. This part is usually a once-in-a-lifetime thing. If you continue getting in front of people throughout your career as an officiant, you should only have to do this once in your lifetime or once in a while, but this is a huge, important step if you're just starting out, and it's completely necessary in the beginning to get rid of nerves or fear. You may be thinking that I'm about to give you what to do based on why you get nervous, the whys that we just went over, but the solution and exercise is the same no matter what the reason is. The reason you need to know why you feel like you do, why you get nervous, is because it gives you something in your mind that you can confront and understand that it isn't just you or part of you or part of your being. It is a feeling that can be dealt with and deleted. So I'm going to say that one more time because this is huge. The why, you need to figure out your why. And the reason is because it gives you something in your mind that you can confront and understand that it isn't just you or part of who you are. It is a feeling that can be dealt with and deleted. You can delete this feeling. And once you do, it's so freeing and you won't be nervous anymore. Now, we're getting ready to go into an acronym and the actual action, the actual technique and the things that you do to get rid of your nerves. I just wanted you to know why you get nervous and that you needed to know your why. So before I go into this, use a mirror. And what I mean by that is, seriously, use a mirror like your job depends on it. So I'm going to explain. My music teacher always made me go home after music lessons or when I was getting ready for a competition or when I was getting ready to sing, and I continued on as I became an officiant doing this, but she always made me go home and get in front of a mirror to sing to myself. As silly as this may sound to some, it does something very important. Let me explain what it does. It literally reaffirms the saying that seeing is believing. It gives you and your mind confidence that the person that you are seeing can do what I am seeing them do right now. So when you're looking at yourself, you are telling yourself in your mind, oh, I'm already doing it. This is the action of doing it, so I can do this. Seeing is believing. It builds that faith mindset inside your mind. It gives you and your mind confidence that the person that you are seeing can do what I am seeing you do. I had to say that again. This is a very powerful thing, and it raises your belief in yourself tremendously because you are physically seeing yourself do what you're afraid of doing. Now, have you ever had one of your best friends do something that you were afraid to do, and after they did it, you were like 80% more willing to do it? It's because you spend a lot of time with your best friend, And when you see them do it, and you look at them, you're like, oh, I already saw the action of it happening, them doing it. I see myself in them doing it, and then you go do it. Well, you don't look at yourself constantly. So when you see your face as you perform in this mirror or as you speak, it builds your internal belief level that you can actually do this. You might even say you already saw yourself do it. So next time, even though you'll be in front of people, it's like you're doing something you've seen yourself do before. That confidence level is already boosted. Okay, so know your why. There's my whole thing about a mirror. Now that I've explained why mirrors work, here are the 3 main components for your exercise. The acronym is CRV. I don't know how to tell you to remember it. If you have a Honda CRV, I guess you'll easily remember this, but the acronym is CRV. And it took me a long time to come out of my shell and step out of my comfort zone to act like the professional and in weddings, the expert that I am, that I know I am and I can be. But it was very simple and it could have happened a lot sooner, especially if I would have known this and done this, what I'm teaching you now. So these 3 things, CRV, all work together. They build on each other and they make a strong, confident professional. And the more you do them, the more confident and less nervous you will be. So a lot of this has to do with making sure that you're organized, you're prepared in your business, as you will see very soon. So the first one is control. Control. It's hard not to be nervous at a job interview because you are not in control. However, this is much different than an interview. It's much different than an interview. Comprehending this first will get your mind right for the next steps. When you go in for a job interview, you have no control over this, but you need to learn that you are in control. When you're the expert, when you're the professional, when you're the officiant, you are 100% in control. And even when you're not, you can be in control of how you feel. So you need to gain control of your mind by gaining control of your first immediate situation and understand that you will be in control at the event or ceremony or whatever you're going to be doing that sometimes you're nervous for. So you control your situation by having a system or process in place in your business to get all of the information and to make sure that you are prepared for that situation and that you don't miss a thing. So set up a system. For instance, if you have a system where a couple calls you, have a system where you don't procrastinate and you immediately sit down on a phone call as soon as possible, and you have a form set up that you have all the questions and you've sat down and thought about it so you don't miss anything, and you fill out that form completely and you know all the information that you need to write the ceremony so that that ceremony is 100% prepared. That's just one example of a system you could set up to make sure that you're in control. So the control part of the event is you are in control of everything that you do at the event. Be so prepared that you are 100% in control at the ceremony. And this is what I mean by this. Listen closely. Control means during the ceremony, while you're speaking, if you need to pause and take a breath, do it. You're in control. If you need to pause and find your place because you lost your place, smile as you do it and do it. You're in control. If a phone goes off and everyone turns around and looks, pause, hold your place, smile, and then wait for the attention to come back to you. You are in control. You don't get nervous. Understand you are in control. Think about being in control. I mean, right now, start thinking right now before any event happens. If you're new and you don't have any calls yet, think about being in control. Prepare yourself to be in control. And when you are doing your thing, know that you're in control. So control's the first one, and it is a mindset. It's not really the technique. Now, here are the 2 parts of the technique. C was control. Here's R. Rehearse. Use a mirror. Make sure that your part of the ceremony is rehearsed. I've heard so many people say that, well, you need to memorize every part of the ceremony, or no, you need to read every part of the ceremony, and everybody has their own techniques. Listen, if you are comfortable and it makes you less nervous to memorize the entire ceremony, then for goodness sakes, memorize the entire ceremony. If it makes you less nervous and more in control to read the whole ceremony, then read the whole ceremony. Take your time, look up every now and then, hold your place and smile, and look back down and continue the ceremony. But rehearsing this, whichever part makes you feel less nervous, is huge. Use the mirror and make sure that your part of the ceremony is rehearsed however you want to. You don't have to memorize it. You don't have to memorize it. Nobody will look down on you if you don't memorize it. But you should always have rehearsed it enough to briefly look at the couple every few moments as you're reading the ceremony. Build confidence in yourself by watching yourself in the mirror do this. Look at yourself in the mirror and practice looking down to read, and continuing as you look up every few moments. Rehearse until your nerves are saying, I am actually incredible at doing this. I literally have no need to worry about it. You can rehearse until the nerves subside and continue to subside at the event. How does this take place? Well, it's the last piece of the puzzle. It's the last part of the acronym. It's CRV. The last one is V, visualize. Write down in order. This is the most important thing. And if I get nervous, I do this. Write down in order what is going to take place on the day of the ceremony. Get familiar with it. Get all the information you need up front. Remember, that was part of what we've already gone over. Make sure you have all the information so that you can write down in order what's going to take place the day of the ceremony. Get familiar with it. Get in a quiet place and think through everything that is going to happen. Visualize yourself giving the same incredible performance as you've already seen yourself do in the mirror. You've already done it. You saw yourself do it. You've built the mindset, the confidence, and the power behind, I know that I'm the expert, so use it now as you visualize. Think through everything that's going to happen. Visualize yourself giving that same performance. Visualize different scenarios. Go through it many times in your mind of different things happening. Wind turning the page that you can't control in your book, causing you to lose your place. And you pause and you go back to your place and smile, and you're still in control. Visualize someone making noise and interrupting, and you handling that calmly like a professional, being in control, and that's already happening in your mind as you visualize a baby crying and distracting you, or the groom or the bride asking you to reread something, causing you to calmly pause, find your place, and reread. This is essentially you practicing all the aspects of what you do and getting better every time you do it without actually going and rehearsing and practicing. You are literally setting your entire mindset up for positivity, for being in control, going through it as you rehearse, and then visualizing it. You've already gone through it. You've already gone through the bad things that could happen, and your nerves they might not be 100% better the first time. They might not be 100% better the second time, but they will be better. And then the next ceremony you do all this, they will be way better. And you'll be shocked at how fast your nerves go away, they subside, and then you don't have to worry because you know that you're in control. You know you've already practiced everything. You know that you've already visualized the ceremony and how it goes down and everything that happens. And then you can focus on what you need to focus on. So the last part of this, that was the acronym, control, rehearse, and visualize. Remember, I told you in the beginning there was a where. There was a why, what, and where. The where is where do you focus your energy before an event. This is very important and very short. You focus it on being you. You, as an expert, have a lot to offer other people. You have a lot to offer as an expert, as someone who knows what they're doing and the confidence that you put out. So you focus on being you. Before an event, you're not worried, you're not nervous. You walk up and you have casual conversations with people because you know where to be, what to do, and how you are going to do it. You've already rehearsed it. You've seen it in your mind, and you don't have to worry about that anymore. You can worry about building relationships and being the expert and being confident and smiling at people and having good conversation and showing people that you know what you're doing. Focus on being kind, happy, funny, whatever makes you you. When you start having ceremonies like this, it becomes an amazing career that you absolutely look forward to doing. It becomes easy and fun and exciting. I want to personally thank you for joining me today. This has just been me chatting, but I've shared something with you that I know will help you tremendously. It is something that I teach my coaching students. Personally, I have never done anything like this and put this out there, so I really hope that it has helped you. Go to the website and let me know that it's helped you if it has, and I'll continue to put stuff out like this. Go to growmyofficiantbusiness.com and let me know that you enjoy what I'm doing and what you got out of it. Tell me about yourself, about your business. There's even a message spot on the website where you can apply to be on the show and be a guest on the show and ask me any question. Let me answer it, or you can come on as an expert if you have some kind of expertise in an area that we talk about. You can share it on the show. This show is to give value to our listeners as much as we can. So go to growmyofficiantbusiness.com. Please subscribe to the podcast so that I can keep bringing you incredible information, and I can't wait to talk to you again real soon. Have a great day.